Hello, this is day 4 of my summer CSS challenge, and today I wanted to create something that was similar to this, a sort of e-commerce card with an image on the left, a little bit of a heading, subtitle, a little bit of a description, a price, and a button. Alright, so let's just get started. Of course, we have to make the folder as usual. And just set up the rest of the project with setting up the HTML, making sure the CSS sheet is linked, and setting up the live demo window. So let's pull this up. So it looks like Alright, so as an overall description of what I think that I'm going to need to make, I'm going to need a container for the whole thing over there. That obviously has a box shadow, as you can see over there. Within that container, I might set it to flexbox, have an image on the left, and another container on the right, where this container has the heading, subtitle, description, perhaps a paragraph with the price tag span on it, class on it, and then like an anchor button. So let's get started. So first things first, we have to lay out the HTML for it. So I created the overall card section, added the image, and for the image I used unsplash.it with a 200 by 500 image. From there, I created the div for the text container. I added the h2 heading, the h3 subtitle, the paragraph for the description, and a paragraph for the price, and a simple anchor for the button. That's what it looks like. Not too bad, not too bad. So just to start off, we have this little picture here, h2, h3, our description, and this. That actually looks like maybe it's too much. Maybe I'll delete the last couple things, like maybe from Paranator, from here to the end. Let's just delete that, save. Make it a little bit smaller, yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, let's see. From here, I think we can just get started styling it, right? So the first thing I did was I set up the overall card container, so I gave it a display of flex to have the image and the text side by side, and I gave it a box shadow, and I messed around with those settings to make the box shadow look relatively decent. From there, I set the card's width, max width, and min width so that it would resize appropriately for different width devices. And I tested that out for a little bit until I was relatively satisfied with the minimum and maximum width so that the card was never getting too big or too small. After that, I used margin auto to center it and align it, and then I just put a little bit of margin on top so that it wouldn't be like all the way flush against the top of the screen. From there, I started messing around with the text container, and that text container, I wanted to give it like a bunch of space so that it looked luxurious. It wouldn't be very squished together, which is relatively what you see in a lot of different e-commerce sites. So like more space just makes it look like more of a premium product, and it builds a better visual hierarchy, which I kind of wanted to go for. Then I just bolded it so that we could see the heading very, very clearly, and I made it so that it was very obvious that it was indeed a cool product. And you had a small little heading right under it, or subtitle I should say, and I referenced the main design multiple times just to make sure that it was very similar. From there, I took a little bit of an optimization route. I set the large text as a CSS variable in the root, and I tried to set the same size as the heading for the price so that everyone knew like it was a cool product and it had this price, so you could immediately jump from there to the price to the buy button. After that, I started setting up the buy button with the appropriate color, appropriate box shadow, and appropriate text with the right text color and everything. And that I just wanted to make sure that it was sized relatively the same as it was in the design. After that, I tested it out on different string widths, and then I decided that, hey, the description is stretching a bit too much when it was resizing, so I just fixed that. That's a pretty good size. Yeah. So it scales just like that. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it quits. That'll be my submission for day 4. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.